Hello everyone, welcome to the Fire Artisan channel. This is Drew, and today we are playing Core Set 2021 Goblins. So there have been some exciting new Goblins cards, which I'm going to feature today. Probably the most exciting one, at least for me, is this one, Conspicuous Snoop. This card alone has sort of caused, especially combined with the Goblin Ringleader, has caused people to speculate as to whether there is a viable Goblins deck presently in Standard. So we are going to see if this deck is any good. I haven't really done a whole lot of testing with it. I just kind of threw it together. But this is how I would build the deck, at least kind of at a first glance. We're just taking advantage of the pretty solid Goblins cards. The one drops, I think Goblin Banneret. I thought it was Baronet or something like that, but I was not right about that. This is a card that a lot of people have thought. Basically what I'm trying to say is some people play this in conventional mono red lists as a one drop, maybe even instead of a card like Tin Street Dodger, just because they think it has a higher ceiling. And I haven't done that much testing with it. It's always been kind of an issue that I've been interested in as to whether this card is underrated. So it's a Goblin, so why not? We'll give it a shot. Tin Street Dodger, of course, is a staple even in non-Goblin mono red lists. This guy, I think, is pretty good. It's another Goblin to throw out the opponent on the one hand, but it also has good chemistry with Legion, Warboss, and Krenko. Giving them haste is actually pretty huge. So excited with that. I'm going to play my shocks and light up the stages, just cheap, great mono red cards. I've said this before on the channel. I think Ember Hauler is an underrated card. It's definitely a card I would consider playing mono red in general. It's really good in other creature matchups. It's going to be bad against some of these ramp decks, so I think that's why it's not seeing a lot of play. Legion Warboss, on the other hand, is great against the slower decks. Krenko is interesting, legendary, so I don't think we can play too many copies of him, but I thought it would be an excellent opportunity to give him a little bit of play. And Goblin Ringleader is another exciting card that is going to round out this Goblins list. Hopefully we can just refill our hand with the Ringleader. 22 lands, pretty standard stuff there. And sideboard is pretty standard as well. I like playing with Tybalts and Lava Coils. The Chandra should be pretty good, kind of a little bit more of a clock / evasive threat against some of these ramp decks. Brash Taunter, I imagine, is really strong against maybe some big creature decks, stuff like that. So yeah, maybe Gruul decks, maybe those green decks will bring that in. And in those same matchups, pretty much, we will also bring in Experimental Frenzy as a kind of creature mirror breaker. Depending on the deck, it can also be pretty solid against non-creature decks, but especially the ramp decks tend to just press their advantage so dramatically that even Experimental Frenzy just can't get you back in the game. So we're going to jump in here. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been in situations like, oh, you think the Frenzy can get you out of everything, but, if the opponent has a 10-10 Hydroid Krasis on the board, you can play your small creatures, but they're going to be sitting at 30 life, and you're going to be dead in one turn. So you basically have to have just miraculous Frenzies to even have a chance, and you just don't have the cards to answer their threats. I remember back in the day, in the last year of Standard, when people were playing Esper Control with Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, and you had that list, Oath of Kaya, Vraska's Contempt, just those cards. The Frenzy was a lot better because while they still had answers to the Frenzy, their deck didn't so quickly become so powerful that a Frenzy couldn't get you back in the game. Usually them dominating was basically them just having an unanswered Teferi, but Experimental Frenzy, if you have 8 lands, you play a Frenzy, you might be able to sort of come back in that situation. But nowadays, kind of with the release of like Elspeth Conquers Death, plus Uro, these really powerful ramping cards that are basically mono red hate cards, it is very difficult to get back in the game with Experimental Frenzy if you fall behind. Especially since Experimental Frenzy would be one of the only cards that Elspeth Conquers Death even hits. So all these decks that are playing 3 of that card or 4 of that card are going to snap it off right away on the Frenzy and just leave you having played the Frenzy and done nothing and just way behind. So anyway, that's why we're not playing with it in the main. Kind of a long-winded explanation there. We do have a turn 2 Conspicuous Snoop, which I think is probably where we want to be here. So we're going to play with the top card of our library revealed. It is a mountain, which is fine. I mean, for now, I think we're just hoping to hit our land drops. Okay, so we can play another Snoop here that we know about. I think before I want to play the land, I want to decide if we're lighting up the stage this turn. I think the answer to that is no, so I'm going to play this land. Yeah, I think we're not going to do much better than this. Wow, we have another Snoop on top. That's pretty cool. I think we'll just shock and then attack. Obviously, I really wanted to shock this turn. We're going to say thanks to our opponent there. Seems to be some kind of mono-white life gain deck that we're playing, which is a horrible matchup for us, but a good matchup to bring in the Frenzy. So that is kind of exciting. Speaker of the Heavens. I am playing with this deck next. I am so excited about Speaker of the Heavens. That seems so fun. Yeah. And you can do that ability more than once. So you don't even have to sacrifice the Speaker. I am so excited about that card. Okay. Kind of want a double spell, but I also want to get Krenko down. Let's see what my opponent does about these attacks. Okay, that's sort of what I predicted. Huh. I think I'm going to continue to wait on light up the stage and just keep filling out a board. It is tempting to just slam Krenko, but I think this is more where you want to be. All right. Yeah, Gideon doesn't seem great. We're like gold tier 1, by the way. They bumped us back down because... well, this proliferate is going to be pretty solid for them. Get a counter on Gideon. They look to be in big trouble here, though. Alrighty. So maybe we'll send 3 at Gideon. Okay, so if we attack like this, they block 1 on Gideon. Then we'll still have the opportunity to sacrifice the Ember Hauler to finish Gideon off. Or alternatively, but we don't get to finish Gideon off. I think we want to attack the player with Ember Hauler and go at Gideon with the 3 Snoops. They might just not block at all. Okay. So this is all fine. We definitely are just going to sacrifice the Ember Hauler. Should kind of be able to do it all this turn. Legion Warboss can wait. So it's 1. Yeah. We'll play that land. Krenko. And you know what? This is why I love Ember Hauler. I think that's the play. And we are looking to be pretty far ahead here, though maybe not so far ahead that they can't come back. Castle Ardenvale's online. There's a Daxos. Oh, Linden. Wow. Good little turn here for the opponent. All right. A little bit of reprieve in the sense that they don't have anything to proliferate. Now, we, on the other hand, don't have any way to buff up these creatures, so this attack doesn't look that great. Looks like 2 creatures just die, and we only get in like 4. Create 2 tokens, so that's not really where we want to be. Let's see what's coming off the top here. We do have a shock coming up, so that's fine. I think I want to wait on the big attack. I think with the Conspicuous Snoops, we're going to have the opportunity to really unload our library. Hopefully we'll be able to do an experimental frenzy type of thing. And right now they don't have anything too great going on. So I'm okay with this. Goblin Ringleader seems pretty powerful here. Wow. And we definitely hit. I think it's time. We're going to be able to kill Linden and just do a lot of damage otherwise. What do we want to give a counter to? Probably to the Legion War Boss itself. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the trigger on the Legion War Boss. Definitely on Krenko. Get another token. So we'll see what they do. Like I said, we should be able to make Linden trade with anything. And then still play the Baronet post-combat. I think Linden is probably the best thing they've got going on here. Oh, they've set themselves up for actually a bit of a blowout here. Shock the Hawk. Yeah, this game's over. Yes! Yes! Goblins! Goblins! That is Goblins. We're back. Mono Red is back. Alrighty, alrighty. So how annoying is this guy? Deals that much damage to target opponent. That seems super annoying here because if they have like an 8/8, what's it called? Oh, you know what I'm talking about. The one that gets counters. If I keep fighting it, then it keeps doing that much damage to them. Seems pretty annoying. Also seems really fun, so we're going to bring it in. We will bring in the Frenzies. We will bring in the Lava Coils. We will bring in Tybalts. And we don't care about Chandra. Okay, this one is a higher ceiling than this one. On the draw, so I'm going to be a little bit more defensive. Ember Hauler is pretty good. I don't think Krenko is that good. Maybe go a little bit down on the War Boss. No, Krenko is good. I don't know how good Krenko is. We're bringing in the Frenzy, so maybe I'll go down on the Ringleader. Yeah, kind of a tough one. I don't know. I mean, the shocks are pretty good. I think I'm going to keep the shocks in. So they get the Hawk. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Don't want to take one out. Yeah, maybe I'll take one out. Another one drop out. Ember Hauler out. How's this look? So Tybalts are really strong against this deck. Absolute keep. Experimental Frenzy, I think that is basically our big win condition. I think maybe 3 of these is a little dramatic. I'm going to take one of those out. I don't think I'm going to bring in a 4th shock. I think I'd rather have another War Boss. No, not another War Boss. Oh, God. Oh, God, we timed out. All right. Well, that's embarrassing. And this looks like a keeper. All right. Yeah, seems like a fine hand. And this is my favorite red land, so we're going to get that down right away. All right, seems like they have their ideal draw here. So we are already in serious trouble here. We will play the Snoop. That seems like our key card. Not sure how good the activated ability is. I mean, it has good chemistry with the Banneret, actually. Or the... yeah. So they can always see the top card of our library. Kind of like this attack, because either way it's fine. We get to kill their Pride Mate or their Planeswalker. I'm excited about Mono White right now. Maybe I'll start playing that. Maybe I'll play that for next time. I mean, he is just an excellent Planeswalker. Exactly what you want in a white weenie deck. Probably much better than Gideon. They're going for the Tribunal here. All right. All right, Ringleader does have haste, so I think that's the play here. Take a little bit of loyalty off of this guy. Oh my god, he's so good. People are not talking about him enough. He is so strong. I am so excited to play White Weenie now. As always, Krenko's a little slow. It's like if I were trying to make maybe a more competitive version of this deck, I would probably just take out the Krenkos, play the War Boss, maybe even throw Frenzies in the main. I mean, of course, Torbrand and Annex are great, but oh, wow. All right. They've got Planeswalkers galore. I think the best draw is definitely a Lava Coil here. Well, that's not bad. So Krenko attacks for 2, so we can kill their Planeswalker with this play. And the backswing is horrible, but I think we have to make this play. I think it's our only hope. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to attack with this and sacrifice it. So like I said, they do get the backswing with the Hawk, but they were going to be able to get that through anyway. And if they're out of resources now, then maybe, just maybe, we can come up with an answer to the Hawk in the form of Lava Coil. Okay, so now the rest of the game is just us digging for Lava Coil. We are lucky enough to have made those 2 tokens. No. Well, that's not great. Okay. I mean, they're at 34 life, so I think I'm going to leave the ringleader back. Get Spectacle. I think we win this game now. Oh, God, we don't even have the Frenzy in our deck. That's so brutal. We also don't have Lava Coils in our deck, so I think we're just looking for another shock. Oh, Christ. So we just need to find another shock at this point, obviously. We just cannot race them. Yeah, that's good game. But we will go out Goblin style here. This time for sideboarding, we are definitely going to actually sideboard. Oh, snap off the good game. Yeah. All right. Good stuff from the opponent there. All right. I'm going to be faster. How good would that have been? Honestly, not that great. Maybe not that great. Lava Coils. Tybalts. Ringleaders are gone because we have the Frenzy. Krenkos are gone because I don't think Krenko's that good. No. Krenko's okay. No, Krenko's not that good. Torch is gone. We took out Krenko. Okay, so plenty of time left. Have the shocks. Have the lava coils. Have the frenzy. Have Tybalt. I think this is pretty much where we want to be. Chandra's okay because she can flash back stuff, but she's so bad if they're in a better position on the board, which can definitely happen. So I think I would rather, and also they're going to be at a really high life total, so her getting the 2 damage every turn thing, it's just going to be really bad in this matchup. We just need to overwhelm them with card advantage. That's what it comes down to. I mean, it's weird to say that when we're playing mono red, but weirdly enough, I mean, that's our strategy. And just obviously try to prevent them from making a 10/10 creature that has lifelink. Also, that has flying, or a 4/4 flyer that we cannot answer. But this deck has been really fun. I mean, it's obviously competitive. Like, you know, we're in gold and we're doing fine. I mean, this definitely isn't the worst matchup, but I would say it's one of the worst matchups, actually. Not the worst matchup, but one of the worst matchups. Like white life gain, Ajani's Pridemate. I mean, that's a nightmare for mono red. But, I mean, Frenzy is the best answer to this kind of strategy, just because they will run out of cards. We haven't seen this guy at his best yet. Looks like our opponent is on 2 mulligans. A second mulligan. If they take another, you have to wonder if they're even going to play. I hope they play. I hate it when opponents just mold a 5 or even mold a 4, and then they're just like, I'm done. I mean, I always play. I'm big on that. Just play the game. Like, if you get your ass kicked, then whatever. It should be fun anyway. It's Magic. It's always fun. I don't think... Do we want to light up the stage this early? I don't think so, because I don't want to miss a frenzy, and we're already kind of ahead, so I'm not going to do it. We've got to play for next turn, and I don't think I want to make any other play. All right. Lots of options here, actually. Yeah, I mean, the options are Light of the Stage or Ember Hauler, Sacrifice, kill their Daxos, or Tybalt. I think I like Tybalt. We'll just get him on the battlefield. He should basically brick wall their entire strategy of gaining life and putting counters on things. I mean, you'll see over the course of this game, if all goes well, he will be glowing a lot. And there's a glow. Yeah, I'm just considering this block. I think you want to make this block. So Gideon, he doesn't even take damage to his loyalty. Yeah. So what's this backswing look like? Can I kill Gideon on the backswing? So he'll be at 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's not great. All right, so if we just go in with the Baronet, they will have to block the Baronet or they just lose Gideon. So that's probably fine. Yeah. I mean, Gideon has been pretty annoying. I think at this point we are just about ready to find our frenzy. Glass Casket is really problematic here. I don't think we use our last creature. So 3. Yeah, I don't think we use our last creature to save this Tybalt, who will only be on 1. Kind of still playing the long game here. I don't think they can win against us with just Gideon. will definitely be either killing Gideon or lighting up the stage next turn, or both. Hopefully they don't have anything great in hand. I would love to be able to finish this game with a frenzy. I really hope we find that soon. All right, it's encouraging that they actually didn't tribunal on our Snoop, maybe. Yeah. I mean, that's fine with me. Yeah, I mean, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can just get Gideon off the battlefield now, and then still play light up the stage. So that's probably where we want to be. Maybe we'll get a shock off the top. Nope, just a land. I think you got to get rid of Gideon. He's very annoying. All right, now we just kind of have a fair game of Magic. We do not have Tybalt. Okay. Wow. This is not where we want to be. That's a 3/5. Even the land thing is a little bit tricky here. I get in for some extra damage if I play the castle, but I'll ultimately have more resources if I just play the mountain from light up. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Desperately need a frenzy at this point. I mean, this... Yeah, I don't like this. I mean, that Gideon really taxed our resources. Now they've got a 4/8 on the battlefield. Plus ways to gain life. And more removal. All right. This one is slipping away. I think we pretty much have one more chance to draw the frenzy, or we are just going to be too far behind. So that's where we are. On the other hand, this guy's really strong, so I am very much looking forward to playing with him, because it is so unfun to play against him. All right. Nothing doing for us. We'll hover over the top of the library and see if it'll be good to us. Frenzy is the only way back in this game at this point, I think. Legion War Boss. I mean, could definitely be worse. Be able to take 2 loyalty off the Ket Planeswalker. No, we will not, because they will make a token. And gain a life. And gain another life. Good stuff from our opponent. Really good stuff from them. Maybe we still have another chance to draw a frenzy. They're saying good game. I think... yeah. I think I'll go ahead and activate the castle. So the creature they exile is slightly more powerful. And a shock ain't going to do it. Yeah. We'll go ahead and shock the 7/12. And that'll do it for goblins. That'll do it for goblins. What a horrible matchup. Mono white, aggro, life gain, counters, the whole thing. Pretty cool removal card, though. The one I have my cursor on. All right. Fortunately, we didn't fall from GT1. Yeah. Swallow whole. Yeah. I really like this card. I've never played with it. I'm actually just going to write that down. Swallow whole. Maybe I'll play some mono white soon. Okay. Well, that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. We played some mono red goblins, and I had a lot of fun, even though we were in a really tough matchup. But we were maybe one frenzy short of coming back. So still a lot of fun. So thank you so much for watching. I will post the deck list below. Let me know what you think, if there are any changes you would make, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for your support.